My husband got the most unique gift for me for my birthday, and I'm finally able to go to Chicago and get it. And we're gonna be going to 10 different bookstores, picking out 10 different types of books, and I'm so excited. So make sure you subscribe because there's new videos every single day for all of October, and I hope you guys enjoy. It is officially time for book weekend. I've been so excited for this. You guys have heard me talk about this since my birthday in August, and Brady got me, if you're new here and you don't know even what I'm talking about, Brady, my husband, got me this really cool gift for my 31st birthday where we're gonna go to 10 different bookstores in Chicago. We were gonna go last month, but then life got crazy. We didn't really have time. So we made time to go this month, and I just freaking can't wait. We have a whole list of where we're gonna go and what bookstores we're gonna see, and I kind of mapped out what was closest and what was farthest away, because I didn't want to have to go all over Chicago and go this way for a bookstore and then go that way for a bookstore. I tried to kind of group what was close together, so we have the least amount of drive time, and then we have a little bit of walk time too. So it's gonna be such a fun day. I cannot wait. I also have all these rules that I can only buy certain books in certain genres and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you guys the book before we go so you guys know what I'm talking about, but we'll go and pick out the books together. And I can only check Goodreads literally 8 times, so I'm kind of freaking out about that because I always check Goodreads, but I need to get out of that habit because I feel like you can definitely find a lot of good books that may sometimes have lower ratings for whatever reason, and maybe I'll like it. Maybe it was just someone else's ick and my, what's the word? Someone else's, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. Maybe they didn't like it and maybe I will like it. So let me show you guys the book. So this is the book. It says Camp Schroeder on the front because I had a camp themed birthday. It says, in this episode of Camp Schroeder, Chauncey and Brady head to the big city to visit 10 bookstores in 2 days. Chauncey will get to pick out 10 books on this adventure, but there are twists and rules that she must follow. Will we be able to visit all 10 bookstores? I hope so. Will Chauncey be able to follow all the rules? I literally don't know. Will Brady physically drop dead after the first store? Probably. Tune in to find out. And then here are the rules. I'm going to try to get closer so you guys can see. I guess I can take these out because the film on the front of the book is a little bit dirty looking, but it says that I have to pick out one and only one book from each bookstore. And if I can't find one, I'll have to take a chance on it. If I can't find one I like, I'll have to take a chance on one. If she finds 2, she'll have to make the hard decision on which one to take home, which I think is going to be one of the hardest things. These are all the different rule categories. I need to pick out 4 romance books. 1 must be friends to lovers. 1 must be enemies to lovers. 1 must be a second chance trope, and 1 can be a romance book of any trope. 2 thriller books. 1 must be one I've never heard of. 1 must be one that someone has recommended. 1 to buddy read with a friend, and then we'll buy a copy for them too. It can be any genre. 1 book outside of my comfort zone, and this can be any genre, just something that I wouldn't normally pick out. And then 2 books by Black authors. 1 must be the start of a series, and 1 must be from an author I haven't read before. And then on the back, these are more rules. It says the categories can't overlap. For example, if you pick out a Friends to Lovers by a Black author, you must either choose to fill the Black author category or the Friends to Lovers category. It can't be both. And the max time allotted at each bookstore is 45 minutes to make the selection. And then I can only check Goodreads 8 times. Literally, this is going to be so fun. These are all the bookstores that we're going to go to. He put pictures in each one. I actually swapped out 2 of them because and he said that I could swap out any of the ones that I wanted, but I swapped out 2 of them. I swapped out, I'll show you guys the books, the ones I swapped out towards the end. These are all the bookstores that we're going to go to. And I love how he put pictures of them because I feel like I'm such a visual, I don't know. I love visuals, and it really helps me imagine what it'll be like to shop in the bookstores. So these are the 2 bookstores that I kind of took out, and we're going to go to 2 different bookstores. The other bookstores we're going to go to are the Last Chapter bookstore, which is a romance only bookstore, and I swapped it out for this one. And then we swapped out this one, and a lot of these, I think both of these have used books and rare books. It's a rare book catalog, and that's just not really what I normally pick up. And so I wanted to swap out something that I know for sure I would love. So I put in the Last Chapter bookstore and Madison Street Books because I also love that bookstore too, instead of these two. And then this is my scorecard, so I can make sure that I pick up everything from all the different genres that I need to pick up. And then there's a little section for my favorite bookstore and why. Like, how sweet is this? I swear, if he wanted to, he would, because this is like the nicest gift I've literally ever gotten in my entire life. So we're gonna head out to the bookstores. I am going to take you guys along with us, of course, but I also am going to give you guys a little book haul at the end of the day so you guys can see like what I got, chat through like what I'm trying to decide on, and hopefully we get to all the bookstores. There's 10 of them, so it'll be definitely a challenge, but I cannot wait.
It's 1 a.m. and I ain't tired. I can stand right here and talk all night if you want. I ain't got no place to be, no one's waiting for me. I won't lie, I'm into you. Got like a million ideas what we could do, cause I'm not gonna let you slip away. I won't waste this. There's something about the way you fix your eyes on me. I can't help myself, fall in love, I go crazy. What you wanna do now? Should we head back to my place? When you give me that smile, I think my heart's turned up the pace. I don't care about what we do if I get to be with you. What you wanna do now? What's to be afraid of when we're young, stupid, and in love? When you talk or listen close, there's just something about your voice. I think that every word you say to me is like poetry. I just want you for my own. It's really easy to tell that you're the best girl I've ever known. I'm not gonna waste this. What you wanna do now? Should we head back to my place?
Alright, I'm in another bookstore. I think this is the third one, and I found this book called Rosewater by Liv Little, and it's like a black queer read, which you guys are always looking for, and I have the hardest time finding. It's like a debut book that like literally just came out, never heard of it or anything before. I am not sure if I'm gonna get it or not. I can only look at Goodreads like 8 times while I'm in these bookstores, and I used one of like my time to look at it, so I can only look 7 more times now. And the reviews on this weren't like amazing, but they weren't like bad. But it said that if you like the book Queenie, or if you like the book Such a Fun Age, that you would like this one. So I wanted to share this for anyone who's looking for like black queer reads. I might get it, I can't decide, because part of me is like maybe the people who didn't like it, it just wasn't their thing, but like it has like a very good rating on there. I think it's like 3.8 or something like that. So I don't know, I love the cover of it. I think it's so pretty. I ended up getting that book that I was showing you guys in the bookstore because I just don't see very many like books by black authors that are like queer reads, and it's also a debut book, so I just figured that it would be like really nice to read. The sun is shining down right on my face, which is why like there's a little bit of like a white cast. But I'm drinking this it's caramel apple cider with cinnamon on it, and Brady asked if I wanted to drink, and I was like, no, I don't need one. And then he's like, oh, I'm just like gonna get it, I feel like you like it. I was like, okay, actually I do want one. I'm so glad I got this. This is actually fall in a cup. It tastes so good, and it's making me want to like go apple picking and like do all the fall things. But we're in Lincoln Square right now, and it's so cute here. The entire area is giving fall over there. People are like using chalk and like making little pictures and stuff, and it's just like such a cute, nice walkable area.
I'm driving, you're smiling, just really doing nothing. That's the thing I like about you. On the highway, it's our way, Route 66, and we keep on driving. We just do what we wanna do. Yeah, no, nothing's complicated with you. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the wildness, let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole night long. Being with you is like being on the rodeo highways. Brings out the wildness, I got a little crush on you.
in the bookstore we were just in, they said that Hannah Bonham Young was actually in there last night. She's the one who wrote Out on a Limb, and she also wrote Next of Kin, which I ended up picking up because I think Next of Kin is the first one, but the second one was actually what intrigued me most. But yeah, I'm having a hard time like picking books because there's like such a, I don't know, it's such a tight selection on like what I can actually pick. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to show you guys the books that I'm picking out though. This has been so fun.
Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream, so you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be, and now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me.
We are getting ready to go, and I'm packing it right now, but I want to show you guys the books that I ended up picking up from the bookstore because I never gave you guys a little haul. So I ended up getting so many bags. I got this bag, which has tons of books in it. I got this big bag, and then I got this one, which is like literally falling apart, but I think I'm going to combine it into the bigger like little book bag. So I got, for the books that I'm going to buddy read with a friend, I got Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, and this is a book that is like supposed to kind of be about the like R. Kelly situation and like the, I don't know, like a fiction version of it, and it's also YA, so it's not like super crazy heavy, but it talks about the legendary artist Corey Fields, who spots Enchanted Jones in an audition and pretty much like grooms her to be this like, I don't know, famous singer, but also she, I think, ends up like falling for him, but she's like a lot younger. So I got 2 of these. And then I also got this book, which this one was the only book that I think is kind of outside of the realm of like what was actually listed as like one of the categories I needed to pick. I needed to pick a romance book, and I think it was a romance book of any trope, but this book is Unbound, and it's a memoir, and I really want to get it. You guys know I don't normally read memoirs, but I really wanted to get it because it is the story of liberation and birth of the Me Too movement, which I actually did not know that the Me Too movement started by a Black woman. So it's a story of learning to love yourself and love who you are and be comfortable sharing your story. So this one was like playing a little bit, because obviously it's not like a romance book, so it's playing a little bit with that category, but we were in the last bookstore and I just like wanted to pick up something that I was like really drawn to. And a lot of the books that I picked up in semicolon books, or a lot of the books that were in there, I had already read a lot of them, so I was really excited to pick this one up. Then for a book that was recommended to me, I picked up The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I've heard such great things about this book. I've never read anything from Riley Sager because Riley Sager's writing looks a little scary for me. But this is a story, I think, about a girl whose like family was murdered and she was the only one left alive, but she like can't speak or like talk, so she's finally ready to share her story, but she like has to write it down. And I just thought it would be an interesting book. It was recommended, I think I saw Haley Pham like share this book, and she really liked it. She loves Riley Sager's writing. Then a second chance romance trope that I picked up was this book, The Words by A. Jade, and it says an edgy enemies to lovers standalone romance about mistakes, forgiveness, and second chances. He was the talented bad boy everyone wanted. I was the irrelevant geek everyone hated. He was the sun drawing all of us in. I was a black hole taking up space. He was destined to be a star. I was destined to remain an insignificant no one, until he made me believe I was special, and then he destroyed me. I never thought I'd see Phoenix Walker again after he broke my heart, but fate had other plans. 1 tour, 8 weeks, 40 shows, countless opportunities to make him pay. And this book is literally 561 pages, but it's so floppy. So I do like the floppiness of it, but I don't really like the length of it. But I'm really excited to read it because I've heard such great things about this book. I also think that this book has a guy's face like normally on the book, so I wasn't really excited to read it when it was like I don't know, an older cover, but they updated the cover, which makes me really excited to read it now. I also picked up a book that is like way out of my comfort zone, and I got Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So many of you guys know what this book is about because it has been talked about all over the internet, and everyone says that it's so good, but it's about a girl who ends up being like a dragon rider, so you get like connected to dragons. It's a fantasy. You guys I know are gonna freak out about me picking up Fourth Wing, and I'm excited that I picked it up, but I'm also very nervous because it's super thick. But I'm gonna end up doing a video like reading fantasies, and so I'll probably put this in that. I also picked up Have You Seen Her by Catherine McKenzie, and this was in the category of a thriller that I've never heard about, or like a thriller that I like have never read, like a book from that author. This one, I don't even really know what this one is about. It says, when three women cross paths, Cassie's past catches up to her and the shocking consequences ripple out far beyond the park. So this is set in where is it set? It's set in like a very famous park. I don't really know which one. I don't really read this whole thing. But it says it's easy to disappear when no one is watching. So I think the girl in this book is running from something, and then her past catches up to her. There's tons of dialogue in it, which makes me excited to read this one. Then I also picked up Rosewater, and this was a book that is by a Black author that I've like never heard of. I think that was like the category, and I cannot wait to read this one. It is a queer read, and you guys know it is very hard to find like Black queer reads, but I've been trying to diversify like what I read. So I picked this up partially for that reason, but also because I love reading books by Black authors. And the cover of this is so pretty. This is a debut book. I have 11 books in here. I'm literally just going crazy with all of the books I picked up. I also picked up Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Leese, and I think that this one was the first book I picked up, and it was in the enemies to lovers category, and this is a reimagining of Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew. It looks like it's really good. I've also heard great things about this author. Let me know if you guys have read this. I don't know why sometimes reading like books by authors I've never heard of before is scary to me, but it is a little scary. So whenever I hear one of you guys like tell me that the book is good, or you've like heard it's good, it makes me feel a little bit better to like read it, because sometimes I'll pick up a book and I'll be like, this looks good, it looks like something I'll enjoy, but if I've never read anything from that author, I just literally get like so nervous, and it like gets put to the bottom of my TBR. So I ended up getting that book. And then I also picked up Text Appeal, which this one was in the Friends to Lovers category, I think. I'm pretty sure. And this is about a programmer who gets fired from her firm, and she like needs to figure out a way to make money, and someone is like, well, you can actually be a sex worker and like text people, like do like sexting. And she like doesn't want to do it because she's like, I just am like not really comfortable in this type of job. I used to be a programmer, but she is literally desperate. So she ends up doing that, and she actually ends up starting to like one of the guys that she's texting, who's like literally paying her to like text. But then she also ends up like really falling for her best friend, and she doesn't want to tell him like this job that she's doing because she's like kind of embarrassed by it. So she's kind of like falling for two people. This is my thought. What if both those people are the same person? That's just my guess, because I feel like rom-coms always end up like that. I've never even like heard anything about this book, but that's just my guess, which would also be like fun, but also it could be like where she has to choose between one or the other. But it says if you've liked books by Helen Huang that you would like this, because it's a book celebrating women in STEM. So, and also the cover is like super cute. I love fluffy little like easy reads like that. I also picked up this book because this was from the category of a book that is the start of a series, and it's called Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. This one it says two bickering strangers, Chloe and Warren, are partnered by Child Protective Services to qualify for next of kin fostering of their young siblings. And I actually wanted to read the second book more because the premise of the second book in the series actually looked a little bit more interesting. But this one's a little bit shorter. It's less than 300 pages. It's like 286, and it is the first book in the series. So I got this one first, but I'm definitely going to buy the second one. So these are all of the 11 books that I picked up in this little like challenge slash birthday gift thing, and I just had the best time. So if you guys are looking to go to different places in Chicago for like book shopping and stuff, I will link below all of the bookstores, and you guys can kind of like look through there and see where you want to go. I think my favorites for places to shop for romance books, I really like Last Chapter Bookstore, because they had really unique books that I've never seen literally anywhere. Like I saw so many books that I've seen only on Book Talk, and like books by indie authors in there, and it's just like a really unique place to shop. Semicolon Books was, I think, one of my second favorite places, and it was the Black-owned bookstore, and I loved it because the space just felt like home. And then I also loved the Bookseller because it was very cozy, very unique, and in a really cute neighborhood. So those are my 3 favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!